Biggs, we have a man to destroy today, and his name is Danny Booko.
Oh, we are taking him all the way down.
We absolutely are. Welcome back to the Snark Squad. You are our third bestie, sitting right here on the couch with us, and we are so glad you were here for this.
Grab a drink, get comfortable, because the delusion we are unpacking today is truly historic.
Before we even get into the absolute darkness of the San Diego trip on the Valley, I have to make a very serious announcement.
Oh, God, here we go.
Ninja, are you listening, babes?
They better be taking notes.
Because I need them to sponsor this podcast immediately. Have you seen it? The brand new dual-chamber Ninja slush machine.
I have seen the TikToks, yes.
I am emotionally ready to pull out my credit card right this second. Bestie, it has 2 chambers.
Which is entirely unnecessary for a suburban kitchen, but go on.
It is a necessity. Think of the chaotic slushy combinations we could make. You could have 2 different alcohol slushies churning at the exact same time.
That is a dangerous amount of power.
Imagine it. Frozen margaritas glowing neon green on one side and like a perfectly blended peach Bellini swirling on the other side.
See, I am looking at this analytically. I am treating this like a serious, high-yield luxury appliance investment.
As you should.
But the ROI, the return on investment here, is terrifying. This technology is literally like giving us a nuclear launch code for our friendship.
Wait, why?
Because we would not survive a dual-chamber Saturday. We would be completely horizontal on the floor by 2 in the afternoon.
Honestly, what a glamorous way to go out. I would perish happy.
The sugar crashes alone would end us. But it does perfectly transition into what we are talking about today, speaking of luxury appliances we want but definitely shouldn't buy.
Yes. Let's talk about the absolute delusion of the Valley.
It is a sickness.
It really is.
Yeah.
Watching this show is like drinking a toxic cocktail of house envy and Los Angeles envy.
100%. It makes you question every financial decision you had ever made.
Right, like you look at these sprawling million-dollar properties, the huge islands, the perfectly manicured grass, and I start spiraling.
Well, let's break it down. Who on this cast actually lives the most modest lifestyle? Because none of them seem to.
I mean, they all try to play that humble, relatable, millennial parent card.
But we know none of these humble LA influencers can be trusted. It is all a brand edit.
Exactly. Like, Michelle Saniei absolutely does not count as humble anymore.
Oh, not even a little bit.
Especially not with the internet rumors swirling right now. Have you seen the Reddit threads?
That she is dating billionaire Dr. Dre. Yes, I have seen the rumor.
A billionaire. Bestie, you do not get to cry about the stress of being a relatable Valley real estate mom when you are allegedly dating a hip-hop mogul with $1 billion.
It completely shatters the fourth wall. You cannot play the struggling single mom card from a mega yacht.
It's so absurd. And it just makes me spiral about LA mansion pricing in general and the total absurdity of California rent.
The spatial economics of Los Angeles are basically a scam.
It's a total scam. Speaking of, I need to remind our listener of a very lived-in memory we have. Do you remember that Airbnb we rented in LA a couple of years ago?
Oh, I try to block it out, but yes.
Babes, for context, we rented this tiny, tiny apartment.
It was the size of a literal closet. If you open the oven, it hit the bathroom door.
Yes, it was basically a hallway with a mattress on the floor.
Yeah.
But we were so excited, living our best LA delusion.
Right.
Well, I was doing some Zillow snooping recently, as one does when they are emotionally spiraling, and I found that exact unit.
Oh, no. What is it going for?
Bestie, the landlord currently rents that exact closet out for $9,000 a month.
That is mathematically offensive.
$9,000. I experienced genuine emotional horror when I read that number.
See, my brain just instantly pulls up the calculators. That is over $100,000 a year in post-tax income just to live in a hallway where your appliances fight each other.
Why do people do it?
They are willingly suffering financially just for the aesthetic of paying for a location. They want that West Hollywood geotag on Instagram so badly that they will bankrupt themselves.
It is absolute madness, which brings up a very real question that we need to debate.
Okay, lay it on me.
Gun to your head. Your entire career depends on it. You have to move to Los Angeles tomorrow. What is the absolute maximum amount you would realistically pay in rent?
Realistically, given that we are literally working-class dentists with massive student loans.
Yeah, give me the actual number.
I mentally cap out around $1,500.
See, stop. 1,500.
Maybe 1,800 if it has in-unit laundry, but that is my absolute ceiling.
Bitch, you could not rent a parking space behind a dumpster in Los Angeles for $1,500.
Well, I refuse to be house poor. I am not doing it.
I mean, I agree with you. I would also cap out at 1,500, but it is just so funny to think about.
It's the total illusion of the rich dentist life.
Yes. Oh my God, yes.
Everyone online, they assume that because we are dentists, we are just dripping in Rolexes and driving G-Wagons, acting like millionaires.
Like we're out here buying Birkin bags on a Tuesday.
Exactly. But the reality is I am sitting at my kitchen table at night, aggressively clipping digital Kroger coupons for groceries.
While paying off what is essentially a small mortgage in dental school student loans.
Exactly. The LA wealth on this show is entirely unhinged from reality.
Okay, the Zillow rent spiral is giving me actual anxiety, so the sangria is officially on deck.
Oh, thank God. Pour it up.
I am pouring massive glasses right now to help soothe the emotional damage.
Sangria is honestly the perfect beverage for this.
It really is. What is your favorite kind?
I like a dark, moody red sangria, heavily soaked fruit. It just has that perfect summer wine energy.
Yes, it just makes you feel classy.
Yeah.
Like you can be completely financially spiraling, being so messy, judging reality stars, but you have a wine glass with a floating piece of fruit in it.
It masks the trashiness with the illusion of European sophistication.
Yeah, exactly. We are basically summering in Barcelona right now on this couch.
Cheers to that.
Cheers, babes. Okay, pour another glass because the San Diego trip on this week's episode is officially the darkest timeline.
It was a horror movie.
We have to recap this mess. So the cast goes to a safari park.
And just to clarify, this isn't a normal petting zoo. This is a massive free-roaming park with giraffes and rhinos.
Right. It is scorching hot outside.
Yeah.
And Danny Booko, Darkside Danny as we call him, is immediately acting like a monster.
His behavior was sociopathic. Let's break down his entitlement here.
Please do, because I was emotionally reacting to how horrible he was to Nia, and I need your analytical breakdown.
So they have 4 kids, right? Including a brand new infant, Adelaide, and they brought their nanny, Lena, to help.
Right, Lena the Saint.
Danny walks up to the safari truck completely unbothered, and he absolutely refuses to help Lena lift the heavy stroller onto the vehicle.
Just stands there.
He literally leaves the nanny to struggle in the heat, and then he has the audacity to get mad at Nia because she takes 20 minutes to feed a baby who won't take a bottle.
I was screaming at my TV. He starts complaining to the other guys that he just wants to, quote, have fun alone with his wife.
The complete disconnect from reality.
Bestie, you pushed for 4 kids under 4 years old?
Yeah.
You literally begged for this massive family, and now you're mad that they exist.
He wants the aesthetic of a big 1950s patriarchal family for his Instagram grid, but he expects Nia to manage them completely out of his sightline so he can party.
The internet is absolutely tearing him apart.
As they should. What are the Reddit threads saying?
Someone on Reddit said that Danny and Nia have major TLC couple energy.
Oh, wow. That is incredibly dark, but shockingly accurate.
Right. Like one of those fundamentalist documentaries where the husband acts so sweet on camera, but is a tyrant behind closed doors.
Well, another thing the fans noticed is that Danny's mask completely falls off the exact second he touches alcohol.
Literally the second a beer touches his lips.
When he's sober, he is gripping onto that I love my beautiful wife persona so tightly, but alcohol removes impulse control. The minute he drinks, all his deep resentment and misogyny bubbles up, and he becomes so mean.
It's terrifying. But the friction doesn't stop there, because after the Safari of Doom, the crew goes to Draft Sports Bar for dinner.
And we need to talk about Kristen Doute.
Which is wild, because I am fiercely defending Kristen here.
A rare occurrence, but completely justified in this scenario.
Let's talk about the biological reality of what is happening to Kristen.
Yeah.
She is on her very first postpartum period.
Which is medically grueling.
Yes. She is wearing adult diapers to a sports bar. She is bleeding heavily. She's bloated. Her hormones are crashing. She has massive postpartum anxiety. She just wants to go back to her baby.
She is essentially a medical triage patient right now.
And Luke, her lovely fiancé, gives the most terrible response imaginable.
It was a massive deficit of emotional labor.
She tells him she feels horrible. And he just looks at her and goes, if you feel like shit, you feel like shit.
And then complains, I'm not in your body, when she begs for an ounce of empathy.
I wanted to reach through the screen. You don't have to be in someone's body to have empathy. That's what empathy is.
Exactly. Luke expects Kristen to magically tag team this reality TV drama like they're in WWE, but she's the one actually bleeding in the ring.
Such a good analogy. And he was being so hyper-aware of the microphones.
Oh, he was totally trying to produce his own edit. He drops his voice into that calm therapy speak tone to make her look hysterical.
Like, Kristen is a Bravo veteran. She
Yeah.
literally clocked it immediately and asked him, "Are you saying that because you have a microphone on?"
She saw right through the rookie mistake. He even goes to his confessional later and calls their dynamic insanity.
And then he complains to Zach Wickham out in the alleyway that he doesn't feel respected.
Well, Zach, bless his chaotic heart, actually starts crying.
Zach, full-on sobbing because he cares about them so much, was peak cinema. But babes, pour more sangria because we have to do a deep dive on the Lacy versus Janet restaurant confrontation.
Top-tier reality TV villainy. We're studying this in the textbooks.
So Jesse asks Jason and Janet to stay behind. Lacy finally confronts Janet for going on TV and saying Lacy sent everyone cease and desist.
And Lacy brings up the creepiest piece of information I have ever heard.
The Reddit deep dive. Lacy says the very first time they ever met, Janet just casually admitted that she Googled Lacy, went on Reddit, and found out Lacy auditioned for the Real Housewives of Orange County.
Either 4 or 17 times, the number keeps changing.
Who does that? Who meets a stranger and says, "Hi, I stalked your Bravo audition history"?
It is deeply unhinged behavior, typical of a bored suburban mom, but purely from a structural television villain standpoint, I applaud Janet.
You applaud her.
Hear me out. She doesn't yell, she doesn't break a sweat, she delivers this completely monotone, fake apology just to strip Lacy of her power.
Oh, that apology was chilling.
And then she delivers the kill shot. She looks at Lacy and says, "You don't mean much to me, so it's not worth my time."
I guess.
She flips the middle finger, gives that dead-eyed pageant smile, says, "Fuck you," and just struts out. It was magnificent.
It was so evil. But I also heavily spiraled relating to Lacy crying outside with Jesse.
About her Google results.
Yes. Lacy is sobbing because her Google search SEO is ruined forever. She literally wails, Baywatch, cheating, threatening, lying.
The modern tragedy of a ruined internet footprint.
But side shade, I could barely focus on her tears because her bleach blonde hair was washing her out so badly under those patio lights.
And she was wearing that Kathy Hilton coffee filter hat.
Yes. The giant beige monstrosity. It looked exactly like a Melita pour-over filter.
It was wearing her shoe, wasn't wearing it.
Okay, but we have to move to the house because the Lacy versus Michelle fight. Bestie the window push.
The tectonic plates of the show literally shifted.
So Brittany, of course, instigates the whole thing.
Which, a Reddit comment perfectly noted, a cast member finally called out Brittany for starting 80% of the crap on this show.
She is a covert operative. She sits down and innocently suggests Lacy and Michelle talk about the past.
Pulls the pin on the grenade and walks away.
Exactly. So Michelle smugly claims she was the only one who got the legal letter.
Trying to isolate Lacy.
But Lacy brought receipts. She reveals. Michelle texted Jesse, calling Lacy ugly, mocking her plastic surgery, and saying she'd never be Isabella's stepmom.
Vile, deeply personal texts.
And then Lacy drops the nuke. She says in front of everyone that Michelle pushed Jesse through a glass window.
The conflicting stories here are a masterclass in Los Angeles toxicity.
Who do you believe? Let's break it down, because Michelle claims Jesse was drunk and in her face over the divorce, and she just softly got him out of the way.
You cannot softly push a grown man through structural residential glass. That defies the laws of physics.
It's impossible. But Jesse's story is almost crazier.
Oh, Jesse's version is high camp delusion.
He claims they were fighting over a huge commercial deal. He says Michelle yelled, "That's my deal, we're not splitting it."
And then she allegedly parkours over the bed.
Yes. While he was passively folding laundry, she supposedly shoves him with linebacker force and his arm goes right through the bedroom window.
I am spiraling over the concept of fighting over a commercial real estate commission while meticulously folding athleisure wear.
It is the most LA fight I have ever heard. We are ending our marriage over a 3% broker's fee next to the laundry basket.
I lean towards believing Jesse about the physical push, mostly because Michelle threw an entire drink on him last season. She has a history of physical escalation.
Absolutely. The toxicity is off the charts. But we have to talk about the drag pageant, because this is where things get genuinely dark again.
Triggers, tiaras, and Lala's hero moment.
So Nia, trying to lighten the mood, organizes a male drag pageant. Wigs, makeup, dresses.
Which starts with Tom Schwartz being revolting.
Ugh, yes. He walks up to Lala and tells her he had a fleshly, intense, carnal sex dream about her.
Nobody wants to hear about Schwartz's sweaty, melted Courtney Love fantasies. Keep it in your journal, Tom.
Seriously. Meanwhile, Zach is fully committed. He puts on those massive fake boobs.
He looked exactly like Kristi Noem's husband on a hunting trip. It was terrifying.
It was so funny. But then, Dark Side Danny strikes again. He sits in the makeup chair, clearly drunk, and starts violently berating Nia while she's trying to put a wig on him,
Barking at her like she is a dog.
screaming, "I don't lose, and I look like a clown." And then he snaps, "Get it done and give it a trim."
The psychology of the bystander effect here is wild because Jesse, Luke, Jason, they all just stare at their shoes.
They do nothing. It is a horror movie, watching Nia walk on eggshells, begging him not to use that tone with her.
The men won't intervene because it threatens their own patriarchal bro code.
Exactly. But Lala Kent steps in, and I completely celebrated her for this.
She delivered a surgical strike.
She tells Danny his aggressive tone is making her triggered and uncomfortable.
And Danny, like a coward, waits until she turns around to mock her to the guys, calling her mistriggered.
But Lala hears him, and she confronts him right in his face. "Hey, Daniel, fucking knock it off, dog. You're passive-aggressive. I'm just aggressive."
And then the line of the season.
I would hate to see how you talk to her behind closed doors.
She articulated the exact fear the entire audience was feeling.
A fan online summed it up perfectly. Everyone hates Lala until there's a man who needs to get told to fuck off on TV.
She was the chaotic good that room desperately needed.
She absolutely was. Okay, bestie, we need to move into our segments because from fighting over commercial deals to paying for mansions, we have to talk about the money on this show.
Segment 1. Who is actually rich?
Yes, we need to debate real wealth versus LA wealth.
Well, LA wealth is entirely fake, heavily leveraged on credit cards, and held together by sheer panic.
Right. So are Jesse and Michelle actually rich?
Not at all. They are surviving on massive, volatile real estate commissions. They close a deal, pay exorbitant taxes, and immediately sink it into Range Rover leases to maintain appearances. They are cash poor.
That makes total sense. But what about Nia and Danny? They have 4 kids, a full-time nanny, a giant rental house.
They definitely do not have real money. Danny hasn't had a major acting gig in years. The stress you see in him is financial terror manifesting as rage.
Wow, that is so dark.
It is the reality of living beyond your means.
Which perfectly leads into segment 2, most delusional lifestyle.
Who is your pick for the absolute furthest beyond their means?
I have to argue it's Danny. He is living this delusional fantasy, expecting a luxurious 1950s husband lifestyle, while literally surrounded by 4 infants under 4 in the modern world.
That is a very strong argument, but my nomination goes to Janet.
Really? Tell me why.
Because she acts like the absolute queen of this entire group. She carries herself like a wealthy matriarch, yet she is spending her nights running Reddit background checks like a bored suburban mom with no hobbies. It's pathetic.
She is giving HOA president energy, not Beverly Hills wealth.
Exactly.
Okay, segment 3. Could we afford their life? Let's break down the math.
A full-time nanny in LA for 4 kids is easily $80,000 to $100,000 a year in cash. The rental house is at least $12,000 a month. The constant day drinking.
Bestie, with our dentist student loans, we could not afford to buy the Four Loko that Tom and Zach bought at the gas station.
We couldn't afford the ice for the Four Loko?
We certainly couldn't afford a $9,000 Airbnb closet. We would be bankrupt in a week.
We would be filing Chapter 11 before the cameras even started rolling.
Okay, final segment. What would be in our LA mansion if this podcast takes off and we become completely delusional LA reality stars? What absurd features are going in the house?
Well, I am installing a built-in dual-chamber Ninja slush machine in every Cine bathroom.
Stop.
You turn the faucet, hot water, cold water, frozen margarita. Plus, a military-grade security camera system strictly to spy on my neighbors and start conspiracies on Reddit.
You would be terrorizing the neighborhood.
What about you? What is your absurd feature?
I am putting in a massive floor-to-ceiling emotional support sangria fountain in the grand foyer. I just want to walk in from a long day and put my mouth directly into the spout.
Practical and unhinged. I love it.
Babe, thank you so much to the Snark squad for hanging out and drinking sangria with us today.
We survived the darkest timeline together.
We did. Now, we need you to engage in the comments. What absurd feature would you put in your dream LA mansion?
And what is your absolute max rent budget?
And most importantly, what is your ultimate dual-chamber slushy combination? Because I am buying one tonight.
Remind the babes to like, comment, and subscribe.
Yes, please like and subscribe. Stay delusional. Stay expensive. And we will see you on the Snark side.
But before you go, babes, think about this final chilling question.
Oh, God, what?
If Danny is willing to act that terrifying to his wife in a room full of high-definition cameras, producers, and castmates,
Yeah.
what on earth did Lala save Nia from having to deal with once those cameras went down? Let that sink in.